Hear. Feel. Think. These are the words that spurred forth one of Eorzea's greatest adventurers. On to glory and fame, the likes of which no adventurer has achieved ever since. Even in the wake of his passing and departure, other adventurers within Eorzea seek to replicate even a fraction of the feats that he accomplished in his time. Some of these adventurers, as they call themselves, with skills as unique as themselves, they go on to become hunters, hunting down Eorzea's most dangerous beasts, and beasts beyond our wildest imagination beyond that. Not all of them are up to the task, but those that do bear the coveted hunt mark license. Today, our journey goes to find one such adventurer hoping to make his way with such a license and an utterly fearless determination to go after such enemies. Kill the music here.
And so the story begins.
A solitary dark night, wearing partially damaged, mostly used, but otherwise functional armor, sits astride a chocobo with a very slight cough with every other breath it would take. It was nothing that the chocobo couldn't walk off, or nothing it didn't want to walk off. They were loyal beasts. Loyal to a fault, even. Yet for the rider on the back, their troubles were great enough, and only compounding. Not one, not two, but 3 different hunt marks, held within the Sahagin breeding shoals, had been found already dead before they could reach them. Had they really been that slow? Or had something else gotten to them before they did? Regardless, of the 4 hunt marks that they had picked up that morning, 3 of them were already dead ends. And the last one wasn't anywhere near the spawning shoals where the Sahagin called their home. All right, you have control of your chocobo over here.
Yeah. I imagine we're just following the trail for now.
Yep.
7 hells. Sleeping? I said it would be fine, I said. No, I'd never make this easy for myself.
Yet just as you round the corner, you see right here a fortress, likely one operated by the Maelstrom, that is used for surveying the Sahagin spawning shoals. Out here stand 2 petty officers from the Maelstrom, and the last person you were hoping to see, standing outside in the process of completing 3 different hunt marks.
Our currently unnamed Dark Knight of I'm pretty sure the chat, those watching in the future can see the side chat, would just simply facepalm. Yes, set Haloni preserve me. I'm not ready to deal with this asshole today.
No sooner had these mutterings come up than this free knight over here hops off of his chocobo and looks over to see you approaching. Well, I thought I smelled something that was out of place. Morty. Late again as always. And nothing more to show for it.
Sir Adam, what a pleasant surprise. I would have figured you'd be too busy being preoccupied by suckling your mother's tits.
Well, she's a little far away right now. Not that that's ever been my thing. I'd ask you about yours, but, I don't think you want to see her now, do you?
Within his helm, Mordreaux, although some abbreviating his name to Morty, would simply roll his eyes. And pray tell why you here? Overbearing pomp is no good.
Oh, just collecting my compensation for a hard day's work. 3 hunt marks in the spawning shoals. 3 beasts that will no longer be troubling Aleport and the rest of Lenosia by extension. Here you are, Petty Officer. I'll see to it that the commander is alerted.
Can I roll sense motive to see why he's doing this?
You can?
I can't imagine I'll get a good roll, but let's see what happens. Yep, just as expected.
Alright.
What do I think?
So, based on this interaction, this is nothing out of the ordinary from him. He sniped up your hunt marks again, but insofar as the letter of the law is concerned, there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah. Nevertheless.
It's around this time that a man in a slightly more ornate uniform steps out. Petty Officer, report. 3 on marks from this free rider right here. No idea what this one's looking for, though. Might be trouble. You there. State your name.
The officer would see Mordreaux turning his head around. Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am. Now identify yourself.
Straight, you said I had a license on me, right?
You do have a hunt mark license. That is correct.
Yeah, cool. So, the officers and Kalis would see Mordreaux rummaging within a small pouch sachet on his chocobo before tossing over a license to the officer here.
The officer catches the license, looking it over. I see. You should get this refurbished. Your last name's a little out of order. Everything else about this looks genuine. I could give you the last name about it. That won't be necessary. This isn't a common brigand here. You're certain? Are you calling me a liar?
They always misspell my last name, I swear.
Get that fixed up the next time you're in Limsa Lominsa, the commander would say before tossing the badge back to him. Do you have any other business here?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, they'd see Mordreaux turn his head facing in the direction of Kalis. You only took down 3 marks, correct?
3 marks taken, 3 collected.
The day is still young. I've still got 1 mark I can do.
I've got my money for the day. You can have that one as a treat. Anywho, Petty Officer, thank you very much for your time here. I must away. As it says this has-been has stated, the day is yet young. With that, he would hop back into the saddle of his chocobo. Commander? And with that...
Too busy.
Good.
Too busy spending time at the local whorehouses then. Typical.
Careful, Mordreaux. I might remember a few things that I could tell the commander about that you wouldn't want anyone hearing about, especially within the presence of the law. Is there something I should know about? Maybe I can't swear to it at the moment. I'd have to think a little more. By the navigator. Both of you, move along. Petty officer, I'll stand your post for a moment. Head inside, get those marks processed. The officer out here would snap a very crisp salute. Yes, sir. With that, he'd step inside. And the commander would step over here. And Sir Kalis Radreem would start making his way along this pathway here, back towards Aleport.
Yeah, once Redeem is out of earshot, Mordreaux will just mutter, ugh, simpering, incorrigible moron. Ugh. Apologies for the trouble, officer.
Commander would simply nod and wave you along. So with that, the path is open. Yet, sitting along the path now is a gray, almost silvery feathered chocobo with a man dressed in black riding on its back.
Yeah, as Mordreaux and his chocobo are slowly heading down the trail, Mordreaux will actually lift up his helmet. 7 hells, I can barely see out of that thing sometimes. And he'd rummage around with the hunt mark bills detailing the bounties. Let's see, that one's done. Yes, bloody bastard sniped him again. Which means I'm down, well, however much gil, which means
And that last bill that you have has several pieces of information marked across it. Name, Erubu. Species, Kobold. Title, High Priest of the 36th Order. Status, armed and dangerous. Last seen along northern and western Lenosian highlands. Approach with extreme caution. Do not engage alone. Bounty, 58,000 gil.
Of course, it's the hard one that's left for last. But if I can get this one, that should make up the shortfall. I should have enough for the inn. I should have enough for my armor. I'll need more food for my chocobo. I need to get my sword checked, but next time I'm in Lemsa. Ugh, I hate accounting.
It's at this moment, as you're proceeding along the path, that this particular individual stops in the path and calls out to Mordreaux. Hey there! Were you just coming from the spawning pools?
What's it to you?
I'm in the area. And, well, it's not exactly every day I see a dark knight coming out of that place. What brings you out that way?
Business. Nothing fancy. Nothing of note.
I did not mean to change to that. Well, there are only a few kinds of business that can take somebody out there. Venturing in general, then again, the Adventurers Guild doesn't normally send people alone out that way. But then again, I did see a number of hunt marks in the area, which would make you a hunter. Because I saw you getting stopped by those Maelstrom cadets over there. So you're obviously not beneath the law.
Was anyone ever?
Mind if I have the privilege of your name?
Mordreaux, swordsman of no renown.
Mordreaux.
And yourself?
Orlin Kai, at your service. Let's see, what would be a good skill roll for this? Why don't you go ahead and roll knowledge history?
History. Oh boy. I can't imagine I'll do super well in that, but let's see. Give me a sec. Knowledge. Aha! 13. What do I get?
When you hear the name Orlin Kai, you recognize it as a name that has appeared in adventurer legends, specifically those associated with the signs of the Seventh Dawn, yet you don't remember them being among them, at least not in the same way that other people that you would have studied during your younger days, like Estinian Wormwood, Alphino Levier, or Taru for that matter. Yet the name rings a bell to you all the same.
What brings a bigwig like you down here anyway?
Well, I just got off a ship over at Ailport. I am presently assisting with an operation that involves tracking down various individuals who may or may not be on course to summoning Titan. All these years later, and we are still having problems with primals being summoned. Good news is we have a... Oh, how big is this? The group's supposed to be... We have a platoon of Yellow Jackets currently north of here, working on trying to rout several kobolds out who may or may not be part of the smuggling operation for Aether Crystals.
Figures. It's always blood. It's always bloody Titan.
Well, it's either Titan or Leviathan around here, Orlin would say, before hopping off his chocobo and stepping over this way. As he did that, the very large silver chocobo stepped forward and lower its head towards the breast of the chocobo that you're riding. Peck at it a few times before looking at the chocobo. Your chocobo would take a step back and turn its neck out towards the larger chocobo. Hi there, little guy. You look like you've seen better days. The chocobo that you're riding is gives like a very light flutter of its wings.
At this, Mordreaux would actually gently pat the chocobo he's riding's side. This one's seen its fair share of travelers.
Well, if nothing else, hang on a second. He would say before looking down towards the feet of the chocobo, shaking his head. What was the last place you ended up taking this guy to graze? Was it by any chance a sort of greenish red weed found north of here?
Out of character, I don't know. Was it?
Go ahead and roll knowledge nature.
Knowledge nature.
You distinctly recall that particular kind of foliage was something that your chocobo was getting into, but you don't know what the problem could have been.
Let me guess, they ate something they shouldn't have.
Well, if it was a greenish red weed, there's a problem with it being a bit of a hotspot for bugs that love getting onto chocobo's feet. By themselves, they just cause a few bites, but it's a pretty good vector for infection, especially if you travel a lot, which Orla would stand up to face Mordreaux again. I'm assuming that's the case.
You could say something like that. Hunting pays well, but only if you get the marks.
Well, that answers one of my questions I was going to have about how good you are. Just based on the armor alone that you have, as well as that sword, I would imagine you had at least some form of formal training with that.
You could say that.
And judging by your name, it's a very Ishgardian name. Do I have the right of that too?
You can say that about a lot of Ellison, though, to be fair. Alright. You've given me the honey. What's your sales pitch?
Well, it's nothing that I can give you today, unfortunately. So you may want to focus on that last hunt mark. But I've got a bit of a project coming up in about 3 days.
Is that so?
Yes. It's part of this whole deal that I'm trying to finish up involving the Titan summoning. Now, I've had a chance to speak with a friend of mine. She says she's found a scholar and, believe it or not, a machinist who have at least proven themselves somewhat capable, and wanted me to start to look for somebody who had the wherewithal to be able to protect them. I'm assuming you're capable of that much at least?
That depends. What? How much are you willing to pay? I don't do this for free.
I'd be very surprised and a little disappointed if you would. I'll whet your appetite. I don't have a final estimate, but look for comfortably into the 5-figure range. Granted, that's going to be split among you and several other people. Between all of them, I think you'll find the compensation to be more than enough. And if you were going into the spawning pools, you're probably going to be getting more from this one job than you would from all 3 of those, had you been first to them.
Out of character. How worth it would it be to Mordreaux in his current circumstances to take this job?
Very worth it. Unfortunately, this job isn't happening for 3 days. Like, the 3 jobs had they gone off without a hitch for Morty would have netted him about 1,500 gil. This one job alone is looking to be more than that, according to the way Orland's talking about it.
Contract job. Dedicated healer. And guaranteed pay to boot. In 3 days' time, correct?
3 days' time.
I will consider it.
All right. Well, I don't need your answer right now, but if you are interested, I'll make sure that my contact, who will be meeting at the Drowning Wench with the party assembled, will have all the details for you in full, as well as a final estimate on what that payout will be. It does depend on who, if anyone else, we do end up recruiting, but the offer's there if you are interested.
I will let you know if I see you and your presumed motley crew.
All right, then. I'll leave you to think on it. I wish you and yours the best of days ahead. Orland steps over, though not before taking both of his hands, cupping them under the chocobo's head, and giving several scratches under the chin, which you can feel the chocobo sort of tilt its head just a bit, throwing the balance slightly off, but then you can feel several thumps on the ground as the chocobo is thumping its own foot from all the scratches. Yeah,
Know your way around chocobos, do you not?
I've had a bit of experience and a few good teachers. Orlin says before putting his foot into the stirrup and swinging himself back over the top of the large Thevenarian chocobo. Until we meet again, Mordreaux. Stay safe out there. And with that, Orlin starts speeding off along the path, though unlike Kalis Rodrim, he does not go toward Aleport, but instead heads down the path towards Swift Perch.
Yeah, well, as soon as Mordreaux's on his own again, he'll let out a deep sigh, giving his own chocobo a few more scritches. Looks like medical fees are going to be on the table as well, aren't they? No matter. If I get the fee off this mark, I should be able to afford that. Room and board for the next few days.
With that said,
That should tide me over.
You should have control over this chocobo, so you can move them along. So up ahead, this is to Aleport, and you know who is currently there laughing it up with everyone. Orlin's gone this way, which is a little too civilized for a mark like this. And this leaves this route up here as the only other area left.
Never a simple day, is it? And with that, Mordreaux takes the reins and steers himself and the chocobo head due north.
So as you follow the path, which would take you up to Bronze Lake and the Wandering Palace, there is a small outgrowing within the cliff here, and obvious signs that this trail's been used. This is not out of character for kobolds to use. At least ones in this area.
Would this be a bad time for me to try and do some tracking?
Go right ahead.
Yep. Let me see. Do I have anything that affects my tracking? Actually, is there any... Can I detect any... There's no way I can word this any less weird. Kobold scents.
Yes. Go ahead and roll perception, please.
Aye. +4 for smell.
Okay, so that pans out to a 12 for you. And you also get +2, just because you're Elzen, and that puts you out to 14. So.
Hell yeah.
After giving a scent, you can definitely detect kobold and something else down this pathway. There's definitely wildlife in here, but you definitely detect kobold in here as well.
Is it safe for me to keep bringing the chocobo this way with me?
You can bring it up to the entrance of this outgrowing, though it looks like the pathway inside will be too narrow to bring your chocobo with you.
Yeah, that's about right. So once Mordreaux gets to the entrance of the passageway, he'll jump off the chocobo, grab his gear, and gently pat the chocobo. until I return.
Chocobo gives a affectionate little peck at your arm before letting off another cough.
Would I have any like treats or anything for the Chocobo while I'm at it?
I'll say that you do.
Yeah, I'll grab presumably like a Gishel green out of probably the saddlebags.
They would happily wolf that down, and you can see their tail feathers wagging back and forth very happily.
There you go. Nice and steady. And with one last pat, Mordreaux heads off.
So with that, I'm going to move into the next map. A shrug off.
God. God damn it. Gonna need to make sure to dry off my armor once I'm out of here. Alright, let's get this over with. What is the trail, the Kobold trail looking like so far? Well, looking, quote unquote.
It's definitely coming along this way. Clear enough. It's the only way that you can get into or out of this area.
Cool. I guess Mordreaux keeps moving forward.
And over here is a chest.
A chest. A lone, inconspicuous chest in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, no, that's totally not sus.
It's definitely a little rusted, but maybe got left behind here by somebody or someone.
Can I roll perception to see if there's anything, if there's anything suspicious about this?
You may. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this thing. It just looks like it was left here a long time ago by whoever was in this cave last.
Well, if there's nothing wrong, don't mind if I do.
So inside of this chest, you find...
Ooh, ether.
An ether. That'll be of no use to you, but still, you might find a use for that for somebody.
Or Mordreaux can pawn it for a few extra a little extra gil later on once he's out of here.
Exactly. The wax seal on the bottle is still in good working order, so whatever's inside, if it's distilled properly, should hold. And with that done,
Mordreaux will pocket it for now, and then continue heading in the direction of the trail.
Now, as you move along, there is a shallow but fairly wide body of water. And you can see what looks like two jellyfish-like creatures just floating in this area.
It is very dark on my screen. I don't think... Oh, there I am. I see them now. I have to move way ahead.
So it doesn't look like they're going out of their way to bother anyone. Then again, the flagella that you see below them indicates that they've got something that they can use to fight with.
But they are currently not aggressive, correct?
They are not aggressive.
All right. What direction are the kobold presumably in? Can I still tell?
Yes. The scent is staying along the pathway here. So whatever is... So these kobolds appear to be staying primarily on land.
As is tradition for the followers of Titan. Alright, in that case, Mordreaux sees no reason to tangle with the fish. He'll keep moving along.
So, in this area, you can see several things. You see another chest over here. You see what looks like a very young Corel over here, and it's asleep. And you also see what looks like a very rusted out door over here. The trail does go towards the door.
Alright, before I figure out what I do next, is it okay if I roll perception to see if there's anything hidden in the area, or like otherwise suspicious?
Go right ahead.
Boop.
All right, that is enough. That so right about in this area, you know that there is a stalactite, and from the condensation coming from in the cave that is accumulating on said stalactite, water is dropping down and it's hitting something that feels like glass or something man-made over here.
I guess I shall go to investigate what that is.
And over there you find roll a D300 for me, please.
Roll D300. 150.
You find what looks like an old discarded purse that contains coins. You would recognize these coins as gil. Based on your own time handling gil, it looks like this is about 250 gil total that you've just found.
Excellent. That definitely helps the shortfall. Let's see. So I get 170 plus 250, 420. Alas, no blazing it.
Yes.
But
that's for the tree people over in Mercedia.
I mean, they do have a lot of dragons. Alright, but there's nothing that would indicate, like, there's nothing else, is there? Just money?
It does not appear that there is anything else. No traps. It was just that one hidden item that was there.
Alright, cool.
You just see the curl snoozing over here, as Cat does, and the chest over here.
I might see if I can grab the chest while it's asleep.
All right.
Before Mordreaux tries to open it, though, can I check if it's trapped or anything?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Yeesh.
Okay, so nothing looks out of order to you. There's definitely it looks like it's the same sort of make and model as the last chest that you found. You're confident of that much.
Yeah, well, overconfidence is an insidious killer, and unfortunately, Mordreaux has no reason to believe otherwise. He goes to open it.
So, within the chest, you find a remedy.
Ooh.
So you know what Asuna does, right?
Don't mind if I do, yeah.
So you've just found one of those. Unfortunately for you, given how close this chest was to the water, the wood on the chest has swollen up and the joints have also seized up considerably. So in the process of opening it, you caused a large creaking noise, and that awoke the cat. Let's see if I can
Never
get the
so.
music playing. Now, roll initiative, please.
Yep. Mordreaux. I am also going to show off first into battle.
All right, at
That
second
is
level, a Dark Knight can spend 1 use of Harm Touch to act in the surprise round, even if he is surprised. When the Dark Knight makes an initiative check, he gains a bonus to the check equal to their charisma modifier, which is
+2. So I will roll initiative. 15.
all right.
All right.
First attack is yours.
Can we brighten up the map for me a little? I can barely see.
Certainly. Let me see if I can do something very quickly here.
Yeah, I can't even see where the cat is at the moment.
Okay.
Well, you set that up. I'll think about my turn. Perfect. Thank you. What's my movement like? Since this is the first time
Your movement is... Let's see. Your movement has not been put in. I believe Dark Knight normally has a base movement of 30, so you got 6 squares to play with.
Alrighty, I believe. Yep. So let me check my claw. Let me check my claw stuff. Reaction. This entering stance is. That's a move action. Alright. So I'll use my move to get right next to the cat. And I'll, using my free action, activate Dark Side.
All right. The Dark Knight conjures up darkness from the abyss to fuel his power, covering him in red malice. First level, the Dark Knight may activate Dark Side as a free action, but loses an amount of hit points equal to his Dark Knight level upon activation at the start of each turn thereafter while in this state. While Dark Side is in effect, Dark Knight gains +1 to attack rolls and adds 3 to damage. These bonuses increase in power as the Dark Knight levels up, with the attack bonus increasing by an additional 1 for every 4 levels of Dark Knight attained after first level, and the damage increases by an additional 1 for every 2 Dark Knight levels. Dark Knight is immune to all healing effects other than from his own abilities, meaning only Abyssal Arts spells and class features may restore hit points. Alright, so you're going to lose 3 hit points there. Got that?
Yep,
and
already done.
You are good to proceed.
Yep, I will probably use Harm Touch, actually. But because I'm 3rd level, I get a Defile. And I believe I selected Blinded as my first one.
Yes.
So I will show that off for future Arsus plus chat's sake.
Alright, so at 3rd level and every 3 levels thereafter, a Dark Knight can select 1 Defile. Each Defile adds an effect to the Dark Knight's Harm Touch ability. Whenever the Dark Knight uses the Harm Touch to deal damage to one target, the target also receives an additional effect from one of the defilements possessed by the Dark Knight. This choice is made when the touch is used. The target receives a Fortitude save to avoid this defile. If the save is successful, target takes damage like normal but does not take the effect. The DC is 10 plus half the Dark Knight's level and Charisma modifier. So that is 10 plus 1 because we are rounding down for the 3 levels of Dark Knight, and your Charisma modifier is
2.
All right, so we got a 13 to beat here. And the Corel is gonna Roll Fortitude.
Yeah. Yeah, so harm touch. He's. Well, it was worth a shot with the defile, but yeah, harm touch. I don't know if that actually gets the bonuses from dark side.
It does actually.
Brilliant. So that'll be a melee touch attack. So I believe that should just be an attack roll.
Yep. So
No.
see, that's D20 plus your strength modifier.
Yep,
And you have
D20 plus.
Go ahead and make that roll.
Yep, and what is the wording on the dark side again? +1 to attack rolls currently. So I'll put that on.
Yeah, +1 to attack rolls and +3 on damage.
Yep, so I will add that to my temp on the sheet.
And that is a hit.
That's a 19 hit.
All right, so
Excellent.
you got 2d6 +3.
Roll 2d6 +3. I don't remember if we. Does melee? I don't know if melee tenacity also affects this. I assume it does if dark side does.
Yes, it does. So go ahead and
So
re-roll
I
that
re-roll
one.
that one. Roll d6. That's more like it.
Fantastic. So we got 13 total. So you make contact with the Corel, and it howls in pain, though the sort of whitening of its eyes doesn't happen as you were expecting to. Perhaps it was a little strong in that respect, but you definitely caught it off guard. And with that, Corel braces its back feet before charging at you with both claws and jaws bared.
Including 2 rake attacks.
Let's see. Rake. Dang it, I did. Oh, yeah. So. That's the first rake attack. That is. That'll be an 8 total plus. I'm gonna go with this one here. And then these will. Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the 2d20s for the attack rolls on those rake attacks. So first one is a 6. That is a miss. The second one is also a miss. So you just have the 3 damage from the bite.
Yeah. It probably bites like one of the bracers on Mordreaux's arms and swipes at him.
All right. It is now your turn.
I lose free from dark side. I'm going to grab my greatsword and swing it swing it down at it. So let's see. Attack, where it is. +1 for temp because I'm still on dark side.
Okay. Because you are going against armor class, that is a miss.
Bummer. I'm going to actually take this opportunity to disable. I'm going to use my move action to get out of dark side.
All right. So dark side.
I
Actually, yeah, you had. Yeah, even with +2 bonus, that would still miss.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It is what it is. What have I got anything I can do with my free action? I don't think there is. Yeah, no, that's fine. Alright, that's my turn.
Carl is going to brace itself, and then lash out with this. Once every 1d4 rounds, the adolescent Curl can unleash a pulse of electricity through its whiskers at a single target within 30 feet. This is a ranged touch attack. On a hit, the target takes 3d6 of lightning damage and must succeed on a DC 14 fortitude save or be paralyzed for 1 round. All right.
That is a 10, isn't it? So it misses.
Let's see. So, yeah. That's going to go ahead and miss, and the next time the Crow will be able to attempt this is 3 rounds from now. It is your turn. I'm actually going to go ahead and have it move over this way, and it is now your turn.
Alrighty. Just down to damage itself. Sure. I guess Mordreaux is just going to swing again. Hiya.
All right, so that is a 12, and that still misses.
Wow. That's a shame too, because that was a decent damage roll.
That was a hella good roll. And the Corel,
that's just a metallic thud right next to the coral.
Yep. So how does a 14 go against you?
I believe that's exactsies.
All right, so that is a hit. So it looks like it was able to grab onto the exact spot that it had gotten before and bite down a little harder. And even
stubborn creature.
Even after that, it steps itself over this way.
It doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity when it does that, does it?
It actually does. Yep. So go ahead and make the roll.
I will roll with the greatsword.
And now that's what we're talking about. With 9, you hit the Corel for 9 damage, which at this point, it lets off a wrathful hiss before immediately breaking off its attack and trying to escape. It is, at this point, far too wounded to try and come after you anymore. So do you want to try and let it go, or do you want to try and pursue it?
I mean, it is about to be Mordreaux's turn. And it is definitely aggressive. He may as well try to finish it off.
All right, so it's over. So it's over this way, trying to run.
All right. Let me see. I don't know anything else I can do.
I'm gonna check something very quickly here.
Alright, so let me know when I'm good to do my turn.
You're good.
Alright. 1, 2, 3. Going somewhere. And swing. I re-roll a 1. That'll be 7 damage.
All right. And with that, the Corel collapses under the hit and rolls off to the side. And with that, combat has concluded.
As soon as the curl slumps over, Mordreaux just stretches. Hold on. Haloni, damn it. I just fixed that pauldron. No matter.
Let's see. So, you've emptied out the chest. You've killed the enemy in this room. All you now have is this door over here.
Yeah. Although I'm not gonna lie, Mordreaux is starting to feel it.
I will say go ahead and give yourself 3 potions. The way potions work in Pathfinder 1E is they will heal... let's see. Let me double check this just to be sure. So I had this
Yeah,
written down
go for it.
somewhere. Okay, potions are able to heal you 1d8 plus 5. And you've got 3 of them in your inventory.
Coolio. In that case, I will pop one of them as Mordreaux is heading towards the doorway. So roll d8 plus 5.
And that is 7 health.
Better than nothing. That puts me up to 18.
So the scent of the kobold definitely leads beyond this door. And you can now open it up, or at least you should be able to. All right.
Freak. Alrighty. Guess I can. And then I'll keep following the trail.
All right. You definitely come into a more open area. It's quiet around here. A little too quiet.
Too quiet for a busy cave. Sure. Is there anything out of the ordinary?
In this room, no, but there is a locked... Well, it's not locked, but it's over here this way. The scent goes this way, though there might be something else in this room which you would be able to see if you stepped in all the way.
I'm going to roll perception before I go in and see if there's, well, anything out of the ordinary. Oop.
Okay, get +4 on that, and then +2, so 21. Okay, so you don't hear anything out of the ordinary within this room, but you do hear voices coming from beyond the door. Some of them are distinctly kobold noises. You would recognize those at least.
In that case, Mordreaux is going to be ready for a fight. Because that sounds like his marks. As I approach the door, do I start hearing anything?
You can hear the voices getting louder, though they appear to be too muddled just by the echoing that they're doing off the harder surfaces to be able to be distinct.
Gotcha. Okay. I open the door.
All right.